And so this thing spiraled quickly. I think the Heat were trying to downplay it, and so Butler took it into his own hands. And so the question here is, who's at fault for this? And I think it's both of them to an extent. I actually lean more on the side of the Heat front office because I think they've been complacent in upgrading this roster. Jimmy Butler has every right to be disappointed with the lack of support he's gotten, given the fact that he's 35 years old at this point. He doesn't have a lot of years at all-star level play probably left in his career, and he's been forced into this BAM hero and role player core, and they have really not given him anything or anyone else to support him. Bam is a nice player, an all-star caliber player, but that's mostly for what he does in the defensive end. He is not really a reliable number 2 option, and Tyler Hero is having a great year this year, certainly taking a leap from where he's been in the past, but he had been nothing more than a spark plug scorer off the bench in previous years, and he doesn't play much defense, and he's also been very injury prone. They're just shuffling guys in and out, and they draft well. I'll give them that. So it's not to say that they haven't done a good job of acquiring talent with the picks and the money that they have used. But the point is, the only addition they really made in his tenure is Kyle Lowry, who was like 35 at the time. And then they trade him and a pick for Terry Rozier, who's been very subpar so far for the Miami Heat. And so I just feel like Pat Riley's got a little bit too much pride. He's more old school. He's bought into the Heat culture, which to an extent is fair. But the Miami Heat of the past were adding LeBron James. They were adding Chris Bosh to Dwayne Wade. They were going out and getting a Jimmy Butler. But they haven't really been aggressive in that front. I mean, they made a run at KD. They made a at least brief run at Bradley Beal. They made a run at Dame. But they struck out on all those guys. And so I just think that Butler would have a little bit of a fair case to say, look, maybe he hasn't played as many games as they would have liked, but do we really think that this team would have won a championship if he had? I don't personally. I think that they've maxed out in the playoffs, and Jimmy's played about as well as you ever could have hoped out of him with the group that he has.